Hello and welcome. Today this video will be on how to install Windows 7. The copy of Windows 7 that I'm using is a universal install, so don't freak out when you see that. This works on any flavor of Windows 7. So first you select your language and keyboard layout, and you click Install Now. And it'll start the setup. Windows 7 install is not unlike any other version of Windows. So here we have, if yours is a universal like mine, the version selection. I'm going to select Home Premium. If yours is an OEM or non-universal, you should just skip this and skip to the next phase. After this, you have to agree to the license agreement. And then, since we are not doing an upgrade, we're going to do Custom. Select the unallocated space, click Next. Then it will copy Windows files, and then it'll expand, and then it'll start the installation wizard. I shall be back when it's done with that. This usually takes about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on your computer speed. Okay, so Windows is almost finished expanding the files. After that, it will start the installation of the features, which will not take that long. That part usually takes about 5 minutes, depending on the speed of your computer. Now some things may be faster or slower because this is running in a virtual machine, but the speeds, well, that was fast. The speeds are around about normal. I give this 1 GB of RAM, 1 core of my CPU, which is clocked at 3 GHz, so it should be pretty fast. My copy it does have Windows Service Pack 1 integrated, so it needs to restart. You either wait for it to restart on its own or click Restart Now. The installation will continue from the files that have been copied to the hard drive, and then I'll start the Windows installation wizard. Okay, so the installation is starting up again after Windows had to restart. That was because after expanding the files, it said Windows will now restart your computer. After Windows starts up, you will be greeted with the Windows installation wizard. Okay, so now Windows is setting up saying that setup is preparing your computer for first time use. Due to the fact that this has Windows Service Pack 1 installed, it will take a considerable amount of time to complete the installation. I believe I mentioned that before. Okay, so here's the installation wizard. You type in your name, Ryan, and here's the name of the PC. I'll just leave it as Ryan PC default. Let's click Next. Password, it is recommended. I'm not going to put in a password right now. And then next, it will ask you for your product key. I'm going to skip that because I'm going to put in my product key later, and I do not want you to see my product key. So let's click Skip. Now let's click Use Recommended Settings. Then time zone is correct. You can change the time zone or date depending on where you live, and depending on what date and time it is. I am at a home network. Just going to set up the network. So now Windows is finalizing the settings which were applied. So now Windows is setting up your desktop, preparing the wallpaper, icons, start menu, etc. So now, here you are with your Windows 7 fresh install. And this was a quick tutorial on how to install Windows 7. Although Windows 7 installation is pretty straightforward, for those who have not ever installed a Windows version or have not installed or reinstalled Windows in a long time, this should be useful to them. Later I will be doing a review on Windows 7, but this is about it. Comment, rate, subscribe, etc. So yeah.